Hi, hello everyone, and peace of Christ to all of you. Today, our topic is kind of exciting, and it's about actions. And I know all of you like actions. I am the only one who don't really enjoy action too much. I have too much of it in my life. So today we will talk about James Bond. I'm sure many of you know James Bond, um, or maybe all of you. I'm not sure. Depend which galaxy you live in. However, James Bond is a very famous figure as somebody he can do things nobody can do. I mean, he can jump on the air, he can shoot from a gun, never get empty. He shoot like 100 people and he never even get injured. And like sometime he have some dirt in his nails after all this fight. James Bond, he have a special weapons. He have a special way of thinking, and he is very attractive, yeah, for women. And I found that James Bond was so much similar to Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, especially when it's come to women. I mean, you name it. There's no way a woman she will see James Bond and she don't want to sleep with him. This is exactly what happened to the Prophet Muhammad, and this is why Allah he made a verse in the Quran in the chapter of Al-Ahzab saying any believing woman she give herself to the Prophet. And you notice the same happened to James Bond. Any actor in the movie she have to give herself to the Prophet, especially if she is young and beautiful. But this is not really the topic. The topic is about spying. In most of the scenario about James Bond, like there's a spy and he's from different country, Soviet Union, blah blah blah, Chinese, it's a movie. But we find the same stories is really exist in the Quran, and Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam, he was way, advanced before James Bond and his legacy of fighting terrorist or spying, etc. So what spies we are talking about? Spying in Islamic religion, according to Muhammad, Satans they try to spy at Allah. If we go in the Quran, please invite your friends and share the link around so we have more people here. We find the Quran saying things which is kind of strange. And let's put it in the screen. Chapter 15, verse number 18. And this is a Muslim translation, as you see, not my translation. You remember Muslims, they make articles that Allah, he created the atmosphere, and even the Quran speak about the atmosphere. But the fact, the Quran never spoke about the atmosphere. When the Quran says we made the sky protected roof, he was talking about protecting the sky, not the earth. Protecting the sky from the shaitan who try to steal information. In other words, a spy, literally spying. But why those shaitan? What they want to spy about? What exactly? Like most of us, we would like to know what will happen tomorrow, what we will, when we will die, what is bad news or good news will happen. So when the shaitan, he want to know what will happen tomorrow, he go up to the heaven, the shayateen, many of them, the children of Iblis, the children of Satan, they go up to heaven and they steal information from heaven. So here you notice that Allah, he is suffering from many same problem we suffer from it today. I mean, there's hackers. All of you heard about the hilarious Clinton, Hillary Clinton. She was hacked by the Russian, and then they published the news about her. Allah having the same problem. But in this case, the Russian are not the one trying to hack Allah. It is the shaitan and his childrens. They go and they climb up to the heaven, trying to get close as much as they can so they can spy at Allah. And by the way, this is proven to be accurate scientifically. I mean, there's no doubt about it, and you cannot think for a second that this is not true. If there is any Muslim, by the way, in the chat, he have something to say, please feel free. Okay, you don't have to agree with me, but let me know what do you think. Now, Allah, he says, and we have guarded it. What is that? The sky. Verily, we have in the heaven we have set mansions. But by the way, the translation here, it doesn't say mansion. It says zodiac, you know, towers, buruj, towers. This is a zodiac, you know, which is very ancient, of the stars, and we have beautified for the beholder, which means the Quran claim that one of the reasons of the creation of the stars is to make the sky beautiful. Interesting. But most of the stars actually we don't see. What we see of the stars is very limited number, small number. The majority of them we don't see them. So what does have to do with beautification? And then Allah, he mentioned, and we have guarded it from every outcast devil. So Allah guard what? Allah guard the sky from every cast out devil. Allah, he cast them out of heaven. Save him who steal the hearing. Okay, so here the verse confirm that there is some shaitans are able and successful to hack into the system of Allah, to pass his defense system. Like, you know, Allah protected the sky, yes, but still there is some shaitans, they are very bad to the point they can go through and they get into Allah to hear his news. And by the way, this is true, you know. Obviously Allah is using a very bad network, you know, to the point shaitan he can get in. If you remember, shaitan, you know, it's proven that Allah, his network or his protection is very weak. If you remember the story where Allah he said to shaitan, get out of it, you know, Allah, he ordered him to get out of heaven. But shaitan is still, you know, he was able to get back. I mean, how? I don't know. Obviously, shaitan, he can get inside the heaven, even though Allah, you know, he kicked him out, which obviously mean Allah that he is not really in control of his heaven. If you read with me here, chapter 7, verse number 18, Allah, he said to shaitan, and the translation here, it says, go forth from hence. This is not really a good translation. I will make it simple. Allah said to the shaitan, get out of here. Well, from where? Here what? The heaven. Let us go to the different translation. Maybe we can get something more clear. This guy is drinking too much hashish. Let us see which hashish we will take. All of them, they are hashish anyway. Let us see. The Muslim, they like this guy Maududi, but let us see. We can put the Maududi too. I mean, it doesn't hurt. All right. So Allah said to Iblis, get out from this, and between two bracket, paradise. You see, this is the Muslim translation, not my translation. Okay. So here, guys, you know, when the Muslim, they say to us, they say, if Allah wanted something to happen, he say B is going to be, correct? Do we agree? This is what the Muslim, they say to us. Isn't it Allah, he says in the chapter 3 that the similarity between Isa and Adam is the same. If Allah wanted something to be, he say be, and it was. Yeah. So Allah now, he said to shaitan, get out. So should shaitan be out or not? What do you think? Do we have any Muslim here would like have a comment? When Allah, he said to shaitan, get out, is shaitan out, or shaitan, like, you know, Allah could not kick him out? Any Muslim? Any Muslim have any comment? Who is a Muhammadan in that chat would like to say something to us? Anyone? If you are a Muhammadan and if you have a comment, please feel free. So here Allah he said to Shaitan, get out. So what we should understand now, that Shaitan is out. There is no way. You know, imagine this is Allah. If Allah said to Christian Prince, get out, that's mean that Allah he said be is going to be. It's not about me moving now. You know, you moving is not an option. You are going to be out because Allah said you are out. That's it. It's not up to you now to move like Shaitan go home and collect his baloney and his iPad and his phone. No, no, no. Allah he said to him, get out. That's it. You're out. So as you see in the verse, and this is chapter 7 verse 18, Allah said to Shaitan, out. And then Allah after that he said to Adam, Adam, you and your wife go and live in paradise and eat all the fruits. So now Shaitan is out. Paradise is only have who? Adam and Eve. Shaitan is not there. But look what happened. Then Shaitan whispered to Adam, like, hold on, but Shaitan is out already. How he can whisper to Adam? Do you know what I'm saying, Muhammadans? If Allah kicked out Shaitan already, how Shaitan is out? As you see, Allah he told him to Shaitan, get out. How Allah said to Shaitan, get out, and then Shaitan is whispering to Adam and Eve. Do you see the problems, Muhammadans? I mean, this is a big problem. I mean, this is a fat problem. If Allah he said to Shaitan, get out, as we see, and this is 2 verses before, not only you get out with disgrace. That's it. The angels will grab him from his ass and they will kick his ass. They will bunch him in his eyes and they will kick him and they will, man, the guy, he will be thrown out of heaven like a dog. And then just 2 verses after, we see Shaitan after Adam. Allah he said to Adam, hey Adam, take your wife, take your hurma. By the way, why Allah created only one Eve to Adam? I mean, he's a Muslim. What's wrong with this Adam? Looked like he was not really too much horny, because the real Muslim is very horny. I mean, Allah will give us 72 women in heaven, but here we go, Adam is in heaven. I mean, why only one? Looked like at that time Adam was not really, he did not know much about sex yet. He did not watch any TV stations. He's not expert. So anyway, like he did not have any satellite or porn stations. So anyway, I feel sorry for him. Then he Shaitan, after Adam, he was told by Allah, go and your wife and have sex and have fun and eat a grape and make salad. Shaitan, he whispered into Adam. But how Shaitan he can whisper into Adam and Adam is in heaven and Shaitan is out of heaven? Any Muhammadan he have an idea how Shaitan is out and he was able to communicate with Adam? Anyone? I will give you options. Either it's Viber, WhatsApp, Instagram, or maybe YouTube. I don't know. Any Muslim? Okay, well, this is look like it's a mystery, and we will leave that for Prophet Muhammad in the day of judgment to explain to us. And trust me, the Prophet, he knew everything. I'm telling you, he knew everything. So Shaitan, after he was kicked out of heaven, he was able to get back to heaven. And this is what the verse here in the Quran saying, that Shaitan, yes, Allah kicked him out from heaven, and Allah guarded the sky. And this is chapter 15 verse number 17, 18, as you see. Allah he kicked out Shaitan, yes, but there is some Shaitans, they are very aggressive and they are very tricky, so they can penetrate the defense system of Allah and they hack into the system, and still they can steal, as you see, save him who steals the hearing. But the one who steals hearing, what will happen to him? Guys, did you notice what Allah will do to him? Yes, he was able to steal hearing, but look, there is a consequence. Do you notice what Allah will do with him? Who notice what Allah will do to him? Who's a Muslim want to help us? There's a shaitan. He go and he put his head in the door, and he's listening now to Allah talking to the angels. Okay, but yes, he stole some information, but look what will happen. Allah will shoot him with a star in his ass. And actually, me as an Arab, I saw a lot of Satans, their ass is red like a chimpanzee. This is a true story, brother. If you go to the zoo, you will find many monkeys, they have red ass. Maybe you thought this is something like no, my brother, they used to be Shaitan, and Allah burned their ass and he cursed them and he made them monkeys. And it's until now red because the burning was really severe. And there's no cream, even Vaseline cannot help it. So save him who steals the hearing, and them doth clear flame pursue. So here the story is getting so complicated. In different verse in the Quran, we're trying to make a presentation for the topic. Until now, we did not start the topic, by the way. Just be careful. All right? The suspense will start soon. This is just like in James Bond movie, like the James Bond go in the office, he throw his hat, and the secretary is waiting for him, and right away she start kissing him. Man, why God did not make me James Bond for even a day? I don't know. Anyway, what I can say. Okay, so look here what happened. In different verse on the Quran, Allah said the following. Chapter 67, verse number 5. It says that Allah created here first. Allah created the heaven, 7 heaven. So take a note. There is 7 heaven. There is no 6, 7. 7, number 7. And then I don't know what to say about this one. Then look again, and yet again, their sight will return into thee, weakened and made them. Anyone understand anything? Don't ask me. I'm getting dizzy. And verily, we have beautified the word heaven with lamps, and we made those lamps missiles for the devil, and for them we have prepared the doom of a flame. By the way, there's no doom, it's a flame. It's a blazing flame, not a doom. This guy translation is really weird. But anyway, so look what happened here. Shaitan, he go to try, and he succeeds sometime to steal information from the angels of Allah. However, don't think Allah is not aware. Allah immediately will grab one of the stars, and he have a lot of them. Look at the sky, how many stars there is. All right. And all of you, you notice every day we see some. If you go in the dark, sometime we go in the dark because your mother-in-law, she hit you in your eye, and sometimes because it's dark at night. So I'm talking about the dark at night. So if you go at dark at night in the backyard of your house or in the roof, and you look at the sky, you will see some stars falling down. Those are not stars. Those Allah. They are stars, but those are Allah shooting them as missiles on the ass of Shaitan. So Shaitan cannot spy at Allah. And this is proven to be true too. All right. Who can deny it? Don't you, all of you, you see this, we call them in English shooting stars. But in Islam, by the way, they are not shooting stars. They are real stars, massive stars. Allah, he used them. And this is the purpose of those stars. There's 2 reasons: to beautify the sky and to shoot the Shaitan. Here the translation, by the way, is not correct. It says here, وَلَقَدْ زَيِّنَّا السَّمَاءَ الدُّنْيَا. Translation saying, and we have beautified the world. The fact doesn't say that. It says, and we decorated the lowest heaven. Let us change the Abdul here. What I can say, all the Abdul's translation is very funny and weird. So we have to change, keep jumping like monkeys from place to place. See, here we go. And indeed, we have adorned the nearest heaven, actually, even the nearest to us. So they should say the lowest heaven. This is what it says in Arabic. So according to the Quran, stars exist only in the nearest heaven to us. So the Muslim, they say this is about the atmosphere. So in the atmosphere we have stars only. So the Quran confirmed there's only stars only in the atmosphere, because the purpose of them is to beautify the sky, and at the same time to shoot the shaitan in his ass if he try to spy. All right, I'm a Muslim, but if anyone here can prove me that Jesus is God, I will celebrate Easter. Listen, Golid, don't try to change my topic, otherwise I will block you. All right, we have a topic. You want to share with it, you are welcome. You want to talk about something else, take a hike. Muslims, take my advice. We have a topic, be consistent. You want to believe in Jesus or not, this is not my business. Let us read the stupidity in front of us, and then you can worry about Jesus. I mean, look at this idiot. We are showing him how stupid the Quran is, and he's saying to us, brothers and sisters, my name is Zakir Naik, and if you can prove to me that Jesus is God, I'm going to celebrate the Easter. I mean, you are worried now about the Easter. Worry about Shaitan is being burned by stars because he tried to spy at Allah. I mean, what's wrong with the Muslims? This is what you're worried about now. We don't want you to celebrate the Easter. No, celebrate Shaitan, his ass is being burned. Focus, Abdul. What a funny people. I mean, look how they try to avoid the disaster we have in front of us. So he tried to divert your attention from what's stupid in front of us to talk about something else, because he's ashamed of it. And by the way, the action did not start yet. Just wait until Zakir Naik, he called. Anyway, so here, brother, Shaitan, when he tried to spy at Allah, Allah showed him. Now we will go to a story mentioned by Prophet Muhammad. When we say Prophet Muhammad, what we have to say in Arabic? Sallallahu alayhi wasallam, which means Allah pray on him, not for him. Remember, Mimi Hijab, he explained that to us. Allah pray for him, not on him. Anyway, so now we go to the action story of a Prophet Muhammad, who nobody knows things as he do. The Messenger of Allah, this is Sahih Muslim, this is Sahih, so the Muslims cannot say to us this is weak. Actually, we can say the story from Sahih al-Bukhari, the same story. I mean, you pick up your whatever, your Jamiat, all of them, they are Sahih. So you choose which one you want, doesn't matter really, okay? Yeah. You want Sahih al-Bukhari, we read Sahih al-Bukhari. We want Sahih Muslim, we read Sahih Muslim. Let us start from the one in the top. All right. The Messenger of Allah, Sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Allah pray on him and salute him, because Allah worked for the Prophet. Neither recited the Quran to the jinn, nor did he see them. What? Ibn Abbas said, the Prophet neither recited the Quran to the jinn, nor did he see them. What does that mean? That's not true. The Quran said the opposite, but we will continue. The Messenger of Allah went out with some of his companion with the intention of going to bazaar, you know, a market of Uqaz, and there had, this is the name of the market, and there had been at that time obstructions between the Satans and the news from heaven. Bingo. At that time, like now, guys, you wanna have a news, like if you live in America, you open like Fox News, fake news, CNN, all the stupid news stations. In the time of the Prophet, Arab, they tried to open TV stations, all of them, there is no news. There's no news. That's it. Why? Because something stopped the news from coming from heaven. Something happened. All right. And they were and they are where flung flames upon them. Oof, 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 oof. So, you know, the news, no news no more. People, they see flames. Okay, who is talking? Muhammad, but nobody saw anything yet. Only Muhammad he said that. So Satan went back to their people. So Shaitan, he went to get the news as usual, but he could not get in. So he went back to their people, the Satans. By the way, he says here Satan, it should say Satans, not one Satan. So went back to their people, and they said, what has happened to you? So the other people, like, you know, the Shaitan, he have a family and a group, and he likes to live together. A big city full of Shaitan in the Middle East. We have a lot of Shaitan there. So he went to go to heaven to steal the news, a group of Shaitans, but they could not get, because a flame of fire came on them, like so their ass is burned. They came back, brother, and then their people, the people of Shaitan, like their wives and girlfriends, and you know, like Jessica and Monica, they are waiting. They said, they have been created obstructions between us and the news in the heaven. So Shaitan are confused, like, how this happened? We almost go there and nothing, and we can spy. I mean, every day we go and we spy at Allah, but suddenly something happens, stop us from getting the news of Allah. So what happened? And there have been flung upon us flames. Man, so shayateen now, the Satans, explain to their families, we went there to spy for the news, but guess what? Suddenly flames of fire start coming at us, and we cannot get in. So look what happened. They said, which means Shaitans talking to their family, to the one who went to the sky and their asses burned, it cannot happen. But for some, between two bracket, important event. So Shaitan now is guessing, must be something really serious happened to the point we cannot go to the heaven and spy. So they are trying to find out what is the reason, you know, like, is happening here. You know, something happened between the east and the west of the earth, which is preventing us from going to heaven. So look what happened here now. There have been created obstructions between us and the news in the heaven. So they went forth and transversed to the east of the earth and the west. So Shaitan now became so confused. He is looking, what is the reason? What is the reason? Where we come, like, how, what happened? So they are like searching for something, you know. Shaitan want to know what happened. Like, how and what happened, man? We always go there. So now they are start looking for what is the reason for we cannot go to heaven. They are expecting something happen. So some of them proceed toward Tihama. It's an area in the Arabian Peninsula, and they went to the bazaar of Uqaz, and he, the holy prophet, was leading his companions. So guys, those shaitans who could not go to heaven, they were looking why this is happening, investigating, like, you know, the Mueller investigation about Trump. It's the same. So they were searching papers, searching the news. They went to the west of the earth and the east of the world. So imagine, far away looking, and the east of the world and the west of the world look like it is in Mecca. I mean, this is how big the world of the shaitan is. And they saw the Prophet Muhammad leading his companion in the morning prayer. So when they heard the Quran, they listened to it. And alternatively, and said, it is this which has caused obstructions between us and the news from heaven. Oh boy. It is this. Shaitan, he could not spy at the heaven because the Prophet Muhammad, he prevents Shaitan from spying by reading the Quran. And this is why James Bond is not important figure no more. You see, James Bond, he have to go after the spy. The spy is already spying. Muhammad, he do not need to do that. He stopped the spying. Since Muhammad became a prophet, Shaitan cannot spy no more. Spying is ended. And there is no way shaitan can get into Allah computer and spy at the information. So now shaitan, after he discovered the reasons behind this, why they cannot spy at Allah, they went back to their people and they said, "Oh, our people, we have heard a strange Quran." For sure strange. I mean, it's crazy, I have to be honest. I mean, this is the only true story, true line in the whole conversation, which directed us to the right path. Oh boy, those shaitan, they converted to Islam. Unbelievable. Did you see what happened? Did you see, guys, did you notice the miracle here? Shaitans, they went, they saw the prophet praying and reading Quran, and the shaitan, they came back to people as Muslims. They went as shaitan, they came back as a Muslim shaitan. So they went back to their people and said, "Oh, our people, we have heard a strange Quran which direct us to the right path." And obviously this is amazing. I mean, imagine you wake up in the morning as shaitan, and afternoon you are a Muslim shaitan. Isn't it beautiful? Okay. And then, so we affirm our faith in it. So they took shahada. Not only they say this is the no, they took shahada. So we affirm our faith in it, and we would never associate anyone with our Lord. That became decent Abdul Muslims. You see how shaitan, he converted to Islam and he became a decent Abdul? That's it. Why? I mean, look at the story, how this is what amazing about this story. In the morning you wake up and you are a shaitan. You go in a mission to spy at Allah. You want to spy. You go to heaven, and then Allah showed you with the flame and the stars. So you come back and your ass is burned, and you start looking for a reason why this happened. Why this happened? We are doing that for endless of time, thousands of years. We go there and we spy, and Allah cannot stop us. Something must happen. So shaitans, they start looking for, and by the way, here it says jinn, but the fact it is shayateen. You know, I mean, it says Satan. You see, Satans. Those are Satans. So the Satans, they could not grab the news. And then when they look for the reason, they found Prophet Muhammad leading the prayer of the Abdul, and right away when they heard the Quran, all the Satans there, they went back to their people and they said, "Our people, we have heard a strange Quran which directs us to the right path, so we affirm our faith in it, and we would never associate anyone with our Lord." You know, Goled, you know, you keep saying us, "Can you prove to me that Jesus is a God from the Quran?" Yes, I can, but let me give you, I will give you time out. Next time you keep repeating the same question, I will ban you from that chat. All right? I warned you before, we have a topic. I don't care if you want to believe in Jesus now or not. All right? Go to, you know, let me tell you the good news. Go to hell. I mean, obviously you are a donkey. And let me tell you why. You just said a second ago that this is funny and you are laughing at the Quran, yet you are claiming to be a Muslim. So if you have a dignity, if you have really little brain, you should denounce this cult first, and then you ask me about Jesus. So why you don't say I am out of this cult, and then you have the right to say to me, okay, I want to be Christian? You are a double standard person. You are very confused, and you are silly, and you are stupid, and you are not fit to be between the kids who even in a classroom of the 5 years old age. You are worried about Jesus now. Worry about this garbage you follow. This is what you follow. You bow down your head 5 times to a God you do not know. You never heard of him. Muhammad himself never spoke to him. He never saw him. He never even heard his fart. And yet he come to you with funny, stupid stories. And then you go between the Christian, prove to me that Jesus is God. I want you to prove to me that Jesus is God. Prove to us that you have a brain first. Prove to me that you have little brain. You don't have a brain in your head. You have a zucchini.
In order to tell you about Jesus, prove to me first that you are a person who can understand what we are talking about. Look what you are believing in. This is what you believe in. Allah shoots Shaitan in his ass, and he created the star to shoot Shaitan because he started to steal information. I mean, this is a story made in the Quran for who? For a first degree, for 5 years old babies, for 10 years old kids. I mean, for who? So you Muslims are really weird. You want us not to believe in Jesus when Jesus, the person who speaks the amazing wisdom in the Bible, go and read it. And then we listen to Muhammad, who come to us with the most funny, stupid stories. Even James Bond, he cannot beat him with that. Don't waste my time. I know you are not interested in Jesus, but you are in pain for what we are showing you in the screen. You try to divert our topic, so we will talk about something else. And look what you brought yourself. Here we go. Everybody is laughing at your prophet. Shaitan, he says, our Lord is Allah, the exalted, the glorious. Shaitan saying that? And that explains why Muhammad in different hadith says that Shaitan, he command me to do good. Do you remember the hadith, guys? Have you ever heard of anyone in the world he claimed that Shaitan command him to do good? This is your prophet. Jesus commanded me to do good. Muhammad was commanded by who? Read with me carefully. Shaitan. Shaitan. Do you see it? Shaitan. Shaitan is commanding Muhammad. Shaitan, he converted to Islam. Shaitan. Shaitan, he submitted to Allah. Shaitan, he converted to Allah. Shaitan, he surrendered to Allah. Your prophet from your books is commanded by the devil, and he is a Muslim devil. Have you ever heard of a by the way, I understand if the devil converted to Islam, because I think this is the only religion it fit with him. It's violence, full of hate, bloodshed, killing, you name it. So why Shaitan will not convert to Islam? This is the only logical story in the stories of Muhammad. The Islam soldier, do you understand your Quran? You are asking us to understand Romans 7 as if you know. Do you believe in Romans 7 and Romans 8? You don't even know your Quran. I mean, look at the Muslims, Christians, you don't understand Romans 7, Christians. Let me ask you, brother, why your Quran never mentioned the book of Romans 7? Why your Quran is short of every knowledge, my friend? I mean, you have the book, have nothing. Fairy tale stories about Shaitan trying to spy, yet we cannot find any wisdom there and any even history. A Muslim who is by the way, there's a guy in YouTube in the comment, he said to me, the interpretation made by Ibn Kathir is wrong because Allah said in the Quran nobody knows the meaning of the Quran save Allah. Okay, hold on. Nobody knows the meaning of the Quran save Allah. I mean, how stupid this God is to say such a word, that nobody knows what the Quran means save Allah. So what the Quran for, and how we can understand the Quran? You are not required to understand the Quran, you idiot. Just recite it. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. So when you read for them interpretation, and they are ashamed of it, they say to you, nobody knows the meaning of the Quran, brother. Who said so? Allah, brother. Allah in chapter 3 verse number 7, brother. Nobody and none knows the explanation of the Quran save Allah. What a religion, man. Have you ever heard of a cult like this? And the funny, he says to us, we send you this book as a guidance, but we don't understand the meaning of the book. So how we can be guided by a book nobody can understand it? Hmm? The Quran, the Quran for you who speak Arabic and those who don't speak Arabic, it's the same at the end of the day. It's like an Arab guy, you know, who do not know good English, and he buy, let us say, he buy like a dining room, and then there is many screws he have to put, and after he put all the chairs and etc., he find that there's 50 screws extra. Do you know why? Because he do not understand the manual. Where does he think there are extra? He throw them away. And this is exactly how a Muslim he practice Islam. They do not know. So the screws is all over, and they do not know how to explain these verses. And the Quran is a very stupid book. And Muhammad himself could not explain the Quran, so he come with this saying there's many things in the Quran nobody can explain save Allah. And why Allah he made them? Allah he made them for those who have a disease in their heart. So Allah he's shaitan. Because why Allah want to make verses which will make people play games with it? And nobody knows what the verses mean. What about you make it clear so shaitan cannot play with it? No, this is the plan. The fact Muhammad is a thief, he cannot explain anything. Now we go back to our topic. What is our topic, guys? Our topic is about James Bond, peace upon him. So James Bond, peace upon him, he was very attractive for women. Muhammad very attractive. So we can say like almost they are equal, but James Bond maybe his specialty was blondies. Sometime, you know, there's some African women. Muhammad, his specialty, everything. I mean, with the Prophet, when he walk in the street, even the stones, they get excited. They say to him, Assalamu alaikum, brother. All right. Trees, they speak to the Prophet. They say, the goats speak to him. The camel, everybody love the Prophet. Everybody, not only women. So they jump. I mean, they go crazy. So James Bond have like a different kind of attitude toward women. Muhammad, he don't like women really, but women, they loved him. What he can do? I mean, you ask the Muslims why Muhammad he marry Aisha at the age of 6. They say it's not him, it's Allah. Allah showed him a dream, he have to marry her. So that's it. The Prophet, he have to marry her. The Prophet was not marrying women because he liked women. No, he was doing it charity. James Bond, no, James Bond was not doing charity. He's a bad person, not like the Prophet. So we have to notice here that the James Bond is a womanizer. The Prophet is holy, absolutely. You know, he is all about holiness. Even the Quran says he is a very bad sinner, but anyway, he is still holy for the Muslims. But look what happened here. After we heard this story about shaitans trying to spy at Allah, and shaitan, he could not do that. But how we can explain the Quran then? I mean, when you Muslims, you say that shaitans was spying at Allah all this time, and only when Muhammad became a prophet, shaitan, he cannot spy. Why? You see, if you go in the Quran, Allah he says, and we made the sky full of guards. Guard against who? Against shaitan. Otherwise, guards from who? I mean, you tell me. In chapter 72, verse number 8, it says, إِنَّا لَمَسْنَا السَّمَاءَ فَوَجَدْنَاهَا مُلِئَتْ حَرَسًا شَدِيدًا وَشُهَبًا. Read with me, please, carefully. Here, the shaitan and the genies, there's the stupid ones of us, the shaitan talking now. He will say, we thought that the shaitans and the jinn, they will say lies to us about Allah. And there is some human, they use the shaitan to bring in news. So like, you know, shaitan, like, you know those what they call them, the fortune teller. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? like, you know, you go, they read your hand, like your future. According to Muhammad, those are what this verse is talking about. The fortune teller, they tell you what will happen in the future. They associate with the shaitan. Shaitan, he go and he tell them the news. He steal the news, and they make you pay, and you know, so to give you the news because this is must be true news. However, those shaitans, they thought that they can spy at Allah forever, and they thought, as we thought, as you thought, that Allah will not send any messenger to mankind or jinn. But what is that? I mean, I thought Allah, he sent already 124,000 messenger before Muhammad. So if the reason for shaitan he can spy, that's because Allah did not send a messenger yet, that's mean all the messengers came before Muhammad was a liars. They are liars, they are not real. So they thought Allah will not send messenger. And by the way, it doesn't say even messenger, it says Allah will not send anyone, but it can mean as a messenger. And then the genie, they said, and we have thought to reach the heaven, but we found it filled with this a stern guard and flaming fires. So after Allah, he sent the messenger Muhammad, shaitan at the beginning, like in the time of Moses, in the time of Isa, in the time of Adam, shaitan, he can spy at Allah as he wish. It was a lousy heaven. Who goes, who come out, no guards. But when Muhammad he came, look what happened. Security became so tight and nobody can get it through. And this is one of the advantage of having Prophet Muhammad in this earth now. Shaitan, that's it, out of business. He was spying for centuries. During Moses he was spying, during Abraham was spying, during Isa was spying, and nobody can stop them. But when the Prophet Muhammad he came, shaitan, he cannot spy. That's it. They tried to go to the sky and they found the sky full of guards, snipers machines, guns with them, and they shoot by stars. And then, and verily, we used to sit in stations to steal hearing. Because do you see the fantasy here? How beautiful. I mean, this is so beautiful. I want to go home. I want to lay down and enjoy this beauty. I mean, think about it. Shaitan, he used to go to heaven and there is a station to spy. It's like satellite, you know, like, you know, it's not only he goes spy. I mean, they have stations. Imagine how shaitan is organized. He don't go just in the sky and like he start walking around shish kebab. No, brother. They go to a station. They have a station there, like coffee machine, tea, you know, they sit and they relax. Station, like spaceship station, my brother. Do we have any Muslims listening? I mean, isn't it, this is amazing? So brothers, the shaitan, he used to go to heaven and there's a station there for them. And this station is a headquarter for spying, like the KGB. Dr. Evil, the guy who put his little tiny finger in his mouth, you remember him? Dr. Evil and his the midget son, whatever. So Dr. Evil, shaitan, he have a spying station in the house of Allah. And look what happened. And verily, we used to sit there. Look. They don't stand, they sit. I mean, we have to be careful here, because this is what it says in Arabic actually. It says, وَإِن كُنَّا نَقْعُدْ مِنْهَا مَقَاعِدُ السَّمَعِ. They don't stand, and there is a reason for that. Because if you, just show you the logic and the intelligence. Brother, if you stand up and you are trying to spy, Allah and the angels will see you. So what they do? They sit so nobody can see them. and that makes sense. So we sit down in a sitting to listen. Not only the sit, you see in Arabic, the translation. Let me change the translation. Maybe we can find some another Abdul who's better in this translation. Hold on. Arabic. Who is this guy? Arabic. We will sit there a seat to on seats to hear. Look at this guy. This guy supposedly now he translated. So we sit there in a seat to hear. Actually, it doesn't say that. It says we sit in a seat of hearing, which means it's made for hearing. It's the purpose of it for spying. It's like a station, huh? Like you have a PlayStation, you have a headphone, you know, like like, you know. I mean, I don't know how to explain to you, by the way. The reason I mean, just to explain to you why, I cannot explain to you. First of all, you guys are not Arab. And sadly, because you guys are not Arab, that's mean you are not smart like me. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't want to upset you. All right. But the truth hurt. What I can say. I will explain it to you like in different way. Maybe it fit with your, you know, like, I mean, grade. You know, what we are talking about is above your grade. Okay, right now, what we just heard, this is Shaitan sitting in the station of hearing and spying, and he was collecting the information from Allah. And in case you do not know, Morse code was not created by the guy, his name is Morris, as those Western they claim. It was created by Shaitan. Satanic, you know, true story. And now I will translate for you what this code was saying. Okay, the Shaitan and this spying, they were able to hear the angel saying, Allah and his messengers knows best. Allah and his messengers knows best. So it's a true story. Now, after this happened, the gods are all over, and you know they used to go and sit and hear, but look what happened now and then. And so we know not whether evil is intended for those in earth or whether their Lord intent of them something good. So they go to listen to see what will happen to those people who live in the earth. I mean, the purpose is nice. I mean, they want to go spy for us. They're spying for mankind, actually. So they go to Allah, heaven, and try to spy, because Allah, he give orders to the angels. And what the angels they do, they listen at the angels and Allah talking, and then they take the information and they bring it to the storyteller, or like a fortune teller. All right, and then they tell you what will happen tomorrow for you. And for sure, by the way, this is true. I mean, the prophet, he is not lying or anything. I mean, this is must be true. I challenge anyone to say this is not right. In different there's a hadith. Let me try to find it. I don't know if I can find it in English. Hold on. I just remember a hadith, but I'm not sure if I can find it in English. We cannot find it in English, but this is a Sahih hadith. But we can find this one, I think, in Al-Qurtubi. Let's see if we can find it in Al-Qurtubi. Search Google for the hadith. Okay, Fath al-Bari fi Sharh Sahih al-Bukhari is good. Let us go to Fath Sahih al-Bukhari. All right. Hadith number 3178. It says that Aisha, she said, Inna al-malaika tuhaddithu fil anan. The angels, they speak in the cloud.
والعنان والغمام, and the word anan mean the cloud. By the command is going to happen in the earth. So the shayateen, the satans, they hear the words and then they take it in their ears and they drop it in the ears of the monks. The monks here, they are not Christian monks. Those are like they call them al-Kohan, like the ones who claim knowledge of sky. You know, so they are connected through the genie and the shaitan. So they tell it to them, and then those people, they, like the shaitan, he give them one true news, and then they attach to it like 100 lie. That's what Aisha is saying. All right. Now, if a Muslim want to say Aisha is a liar, this is your business. I don't know. You know, it's your business. Let me see another hadith if I can get another one. Hold on. Yeah, we cannot find this one too. Unbelievable. Okay. Yeah. Shaitan, not only he steal information, Shaitan, he steal prayer. As you see in this hadith here with me. Any Muslim here can tell us how Shaitan can do that? How Shaitan can steal your prayer? Any Muslim? Do we have any Muslim? Let me explain to you. You pray to Allah. Shaitan is an idiot. He steal your prayer. And then he used your prayer for his benefit. I will give you an example. We the Arab, we are the first one who made cars in the world. And then a Western shaitan, he was a Jew actually, he stole the idea from us. We were thinking about it, praying to Allah to make the cars. Then this shaitan, who is from the West, he came and he stole the idea and he made cars before us. So he claimed now that who is the one who made the car is him, not the Arab. But the fact it's us, the first one who make a car, and we call it a mule. And even the Quran confirmed that, brother. So here you notice, brother, that Shaitan is very, very, I mean, he steal information from the sky and he steal even your prayer. It is so different hadith. Which hadith I'm going to share with you? Hold on. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can find this one. This one will be hilarious if we can get it in English. But I don't think we can get that in English because this is very dangerous one. I don't think the Muslims will translate this one. Oh, they translated. Unbelievable. What the heck? I found it translated. It's hard to believe, to be honest with you. I cannot believe it. Let us see. Just to be sure, this is the... Yeah, okay. Look, guys, what happened. Brother and sisters, brothers. Allah Prophet said, and you know, all of you, when the Prophet, he says something, it must be true. So please put a note about that, and don't think ever for a second the Prophet, he tell a lie is not a true. Allah Prophet said, when Allah decrees some orders in heaven, so Allah decrees some orders, he ordered who? The angels. The angels flutter their wings like tick, 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 tick. You know, like Allah, he says, go and make hummus. All the angels, they use their wings like, you know, like, hey, make hummus. You know, so when Allah, he make an order, and by the way, this is true. This is absolutely true. All right. So Allah give an order. The angels, they move their wings happy from happy, and they make a sound with it, indicating complete surrender to his. So how the angels they say shahada,
It's a way to say shahada, surrender, you know, by moving their wings like hey. Allah, he says something, all the angels like hey, like it's a true. I mean myself, I saw that too. Okay, I used to go always to heaven and I watch the angels because they look really like Turkey, the angels of Allah. So anyway, but the only difference, they are very white, as you know. In Islam, everything is white. It cannot be. I mean, it cannot be black Turkey. They have to be. This is a racist religion, as you know. So, brother, they surrender to his saying, which sound like chains being dragged on a rock. Eesh. Mean, do you see? It looked like their wings is made from steel, brother. Their wings is made from steel, and when the state of fear disappear, they ask each other. So when Allah talk, they start in fear, like they get scared. They are not happy. They are terrified. Allah is talking, and they move their wings like chickens, but their wings is like have a sound of a steel. And then they ask each other, "What has your Lord ordered?" I mean, look at this. Allah, he gave an order. Now Allah stopped talking. The angels, they move their wings, which is made from steel, and or they made a sound of a steel, and then they say to each other, "What did you hear? What Allah order?" They say that He has said that which is true and just, and He is the Most High, the Most Great. Chapter 34, verse number 23. Then the stealth listeners, the devil, hear the order. Oh boy. Here we have the drama. The boss of James Bond, he gave an order to James Bond. The shaitan did not hear directly now what the boss of James Bond he said. Then James Bond, he see a blondie, the secretary, outside. So she asked him, "What happened? What he said to you?" So James Bond, he say to the secretary, the blonde girl, what he heard from the boss. And in the office of the secretary, there's a phone, and obviously the shaitan is listening. Hello. I mean, hello, yeah. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? It's very clear and very easy to understand. All right. So guys, anyone want the reference? Anyone want the reference? Huh? From thank you guys for the donation. Thank you. We appreciate that. This is the link for those who want the hadith. I hope people will save it. They ask each other, "What has your Lord ordered?" They say that He has said that which is true and just, and He is the Most High, the Most Great. And then after the devil he steal the information, those who steal, the listeners, are like this, one over the other, which means the information will be transmitted from person to person. All right, and then the news will be all over. But then after they take the information, they are not done yet. Allah, He still will shoot them with a star. Read with me carefully. Sometimes, but not always, sometimes a flame fire may strike the devil before he can convey it. Sometime. Look like Allah, not always He is succeed to shoot shaitan. Sometime. And I do not know why sometime, not always. Any Muslims knows why? Any Muslim knows why sometime, not always? Anyone? So guys, what do you think about this topic? Isn't it interesting? Isn't it interesting? If there is any reason for us after all of this not to believe that Muhammad is a true prophet, I mean, there is no way this is not, first of all, it's logical, it must be true, and it's proven, and it is makes sense. I mean, nothing there doesn't make sense. So I don't know why you guys are not converting to Islam. You see, Shaitan, he convert to Islam. Shaitan, he says Shahada. They heard the Quran. Shaitan, he tried to steal that information from Allah, which is very normal. You know, put yourself in the shoe of Shaitan, what you would do. You will do that. You will steal information too. Right? Now, who is a Muslim is willing to call me in Pal Talk so I can open Pal Talk to discuss this topic? Do we have any Muslim is willing to call me in Pal Talk? Any Muslim is willing to call me in Pal Talk? I will open my Pal Talk if there is a Muslim is willing to call me about this topic. Anyone? Do we have any Muslim? My ID is a Christian Prince. Christian and the score Prince. Let me type it for you. You want to call me Islam Soldier? You want to call me? Are you sure? This is my ID in Pal Talk. Say yes and I will open Pal Talk for you. Anyone? Who is a Muslim? He is proud to be a Muslim when I discuss with us this topic. Don't worry, my friend. You don't need to be afraid of me. Allah is in your side. Don't you know Allah, he said in the Quran, in the chapter of Al-Anfal, if one Muslim with patient, he can fight 10 people. He can fight 10 Christian Prince. Not only the 10, not only one. That's what Allah said. Do we have any Muslim? And then the Muslims, they went to war and they lost. Allah, he promised them, if you fight 1 to 10, you will win. Anyone? By the way, I like it when the Prophet said, sometime a flame of fire may strike the devil. Sometime. Look like Allah gun is not always loaded like a James Bond. And that make it more realistic, you know, like James Bond, you could keep shooting, keep shooting. I mean, think about it. I mean, the first bullet, the second bullet, even Christian Prince gun is not like that. I mean, American movies are really crazy, man. The gun of the guy in the movie never empty. Like, you know, what his name, this guy, the Terminator. You know, the Terminator in the movie, he was shot in the right shoulder. In the second scene, the stupid, the one who made the blood scene, he put it in the left shoulder. They forgot which one. Look like they made the second scene after a week. Imagine, you see the guy was shot in the right shoulder after 5 minutes before, after 10 minutes, the guy, he is coming and he is what? He is shot in the left shoulder. This is American movie. Muhammad movie is better. Look, Allah gun is not always loaded. So what happened, I think here, that sometimes Shaitan get shot because Allah not always can aim correctly. He miss. And not always he have bullets. Like he shoot like, and then his gun is empty. And during the time Allah, he fill up his gun, then Shaitan, he can escape. There are many of them. You cannot shoot them all. Do we have any Muslim? And this is why today I decide actually to make the topic about Prophet Muhammad versus James Bond. And I think there's no doubt that Prophet Muhammad, he won. And I think all of you agree. Anyone disagree that the Prophet Muhammad is, first of all, he is more attractive for women? Prophet Muhammad, to the point Allah himself, he made a verse in the Quran says, any woman she gave herself to the Prophet. I mean, look at this. It's not like one or two. I mean, the whole Muslims, there's 1 billion Muslim, half of them they are females, or maybe more than the half. All of them, they wish to have zigs with the Prophet. I mean, the Prophet, if he's alive right now, man, I feel sorry for him. All those women are lined up, they want to sleep with him. And James Bond is limited. You know why he's limited? Because the script is written by somebody else. The stories of Muhammad is written by Muhammad himself, so he is unlimited. All right. Very old. Any Abdul? And yeah, and the James Bond, he sleep with women. The Prophet, he sleep with the children. I mean, there's no age limit. Thank you for reminding me about that. James Bond, he sleep with women who they are mature. You know, the Prophet, he sleep with everybody. It doesn't matter who. I mean, this guy is always ready. And not only that, by the way, there's an advantage. Even Aisha, who supposedly she's a virgin, she said that nobody have penises and testicles like the Prophet. Look at this hadith. The Muslim, they translate the hadith in different way, which is very funny. Look what Aisha she said about the Prophet. The Prophet said, Aisha she said, Allah Messenger, Allah pray on him and salute him. He used to kiss me while he is observing the fast. The guy is fasting, but he is kissing and playing with the wife. I mean, come on, it's too much fasting. And then she said, who of you can control irabuh? The Muslim, they translate the word irab as desire. The fact this is not true. Irabuh is his sexual organs. So who of you can control his sexual organs? Question, Muslims. How Aisha, she knew that? If she is a virgin, she never slept with any man except Muhammad. You know what I mean, guys? Imagine I marry a virgin, she never had a man before, and then she go and she say a Christian princess the best in bed, man. Like, how she know? You're a virgin. Abdul, are you getting my point? So according to the Islamic books, Muhammad is the best in sexuality. Anyone who, guys, do you remember the story of Prophet Muhammad? He invoked Allah and Allah he sent him a dish. Anyone remember a dish of what? Let me get the hadith. Prophet of Allah, he said, I was the most weak person between mankind in bang bang. Here, by the way, I mean, we have to analyze this story. And I know many Christians will be disappointed by the way I analyze it, because here we have to show respect to the Prophet. You notice in this story that the Prophet is honest. Look, he is not shy to say he have sexual problem. I mean, how many of us will go in public and say I am the worst weak person in sexuality? Nobody will do that. Do you understand, brother? Prophet of Allah, he said, but nobody is willing to say. Let me, I'm trying to get the hadith for you. I know I will not find it in English, but yeah. Anyway, here the hadith in front of me. What is the book name for the Muslims who they are wondering I'm reading what? Here we go. This is the As-Siraj al-Munir Sharh al-Jami' al-Saghir, the explanation by Sharh al-Jami' al-Saghir. All right? Okay. No, actually not this one. Hold on. Let us say this one is hard for you to read in the screen. Let us see which one. This one. right, this is the website of Sheikh Sheikh Al-Sha'rawi, I think, Al-Iman. Look what it says, brother. The title of the book here in the section here, the mention of the strength of the Prophet in Bang Bang. I'm just translating as it is. Fit Jima. I change any Muslim to say I'm lying. It's been said by that the Prophet, he said, I was the lowest person between all mankind in Bang Bang until Allah he sent down al-Kufayt. Al-Kufayt, like you know, you say kufta. I don't know if you heard the word kufta. Kufta is like kebab. You know, kebab. Some people they say kaboob, whatever. So Allah he sent him shish kebab in an hour, and each time he needed, Allah he sent him the dish, and he ate it, and it's a dish have meat. All right, and then it says, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لقيني جبريل بقدر فأكلت منها وأعطيت الكفيت قوة 40 رجل في الجماع. Translation: Gabriel or Jibril, he came to me and he gave me a dish. This dish is what? This is a dish from Allah, cooked in the kitchen of Allah by Allah himself. Amazing. If Allah he opened a YouTube channel for cooking recipe for sex, you can imagine how many people will subscribe. So Jibril came to me and he have a dish. It's called it's full of meat. It's called al-Kufayt. And after I get it, I get the power of 40 men. And then here it says, he continue another hadith. قال رأيت كأني أتيت بقدر فأكلت منها. I saw as I ate from a dish. I've been given a dish or like a container of food. I ate from it, and then like I fill my stomach with it, and then when I want to have sex with my wives, I can do them all in 1 hour. Look how many women Muhammad he have, but he can sleep with all of them in 1 hour. So this is why I say that James Bond, yes, he is very famous, very well known for many of you, but James Bond cannot do that. You know, we have to be careful, brother. James Bond is not even close. Like you see in the movie James Bond, like he's with one woman and hardly he can move after he finish. Like you know, he want to eat and he want to drink some beer. Muhammad, he have no mercy. He start with the first one, he never stop until he finished the last one. It's like a gun machine, like, you know. And there's a hadith that says that he do them all in 1 hour. Let me see if I can find the hadith in English. Look at this hadith here. Even Muhammad, he don't even take a shower. James Bond take a shower after sex. Muhammad, he F all his wives without a shower. He finish, he take a shower at the end. And here we need to understand, brother, not because the Prophet he is not interested in being clean, but because he can't stop. That's it. He start, that's it. He have to finish the business. I mean, women are lining up. Put yourself in his bed. You have a lot of women. How he can take a break? He cannot go to show. He don't have no time. He have to finish them all, and he have to treat them equally. He have to do it equally to all of them. Bang, 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 bang. Like, you know, he start counting like bang, 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 bang. Like, so he have to do it all together until he finish all, and then after he finish, then he take a shower, brother. All right. And here you see that the Prophet obviously is very special. Look at this one. The Prophet used to visit all his wives in one night. The fact doesn't say that. It says yatufu ala nisa'i. This is for sex, and I will prove it. Hold on. You see, this is why it says in one wash. What do you mean visit his wives in one wash? He's talking about sex. All right. I'm trying to find the hadith. Yeah. Well, anyway. You get the point. You get the point. So we have to be honest here. Who is the best? Let us make a vote. Who is the winner in his story of fictions? Prophet Muhammad or James Bond? I say Prophet Muhammad. So I would like to see people leaving their comments in this video, and please don't forget to download this video and share it everywhere you can. I don't keep my videos for long in my channel, so it's your duty to help me to spread them all over. Now I want to say again, thank you for those who help us with donation, but always, guys, remember, if you like to help us more, it's Patreon is better than here if you have a choice to do so. Patreon is better than Google. But if this is the only choice you have, then you know this is the only choice you have. And I advise James Bond to read the books of Bukhari and the Quran, so he can come with better ideas. I mean, it's really boring. This James Bond, he go in the, I mean, he go any place right away. The women like she want to sleep with him. I mean, where is the dignity? Be like the Prophet Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad, he don't go anywhere women want to sleep with him without going. I mean, the guy, women are lined up until now, they want to sleep with him. Right? Yeah, actually, this is what we do here. It's all about education. It might be funny, it might be entertaining, but it's not the point really to entertain people. But you know, let us say a smart teacher is the one who don't make you get bored when you are listening and learning, right? You go to a classroom and then after 5 minutes you start seeing the students yawning. And by the way, yawning is against Allah, in case you do not know. You know that, right? Remember, Allah like those who do sneeze and dislike those who do yawning. And here you notice that Allah, obviously he don't like lazy students. So Allah, he loves sneezers. This is why I used to open a chat room. It's called "Let us sneeze for the sake of Allah." And then the Muslim, they reported me to Paltalk company to close my chat room. And I said, why? The Prophet says so. This is the only God who like sneezers. So let us sneeze for Allah, and please don't yawn, because if you yawn, Shaitan get happy, excited, and Islam lose. Guys, what do you think if we establish a day? It's called the day of yawning. The whole world start yawning in the same moment. I mean, that would be fantastic, and you can imagine what will happen to Allah. I think Allah will commit suicide if that happen. If every single human from China all the way to America, Australia, Canada, everywhere, everybody is yawning in the same moment. Man. Or we do the opposite to make Allah happy. You know, we create a day, it's called the day of a sneeze for the sake of Allah. And every human being in this earth, he sneeze, including the cats. You know, the cats, they sneeze. And if you sneeze and everybody sneeze, Allah is so happy, and he have a happy feet then. Have you ever heard of a religion like this? Why Allah, he don't like yawning? Because if you yawn, Shaitan, he jump inside your mouth, and he actually, in different hadith, says he piss inside your mouth, and he laugh inside your opening. And by the way, this is true. Once the Muslims, they made an article that the Prophet said, when one of you he yawn, cover his mouth, as you see in the hadith here. Look what the Muslims, they play, how the deception play. They took only this and they make an article about it. They did not copy the rest. And they are telling you that how the Prophet, he knew that this is the best way to protect the human being health from germs spreading. So they make it about germs and bacteria, and you know, but this is not what the story about. It's about your Prophet is teaching fairy tale stories. So they copy this part, and they made an article saying, brother, how the Prophet, if he is not a prophet, How he knew, brother, that shaitan, sorry, that we have to cover our mouth, brother? How he knew that? So look how they change everything and make it something totally different. From a story about fictions, stupidity, suddenly they make it about science. This is why, my friend, when you listen Muslims saying something to you about Muhammad, 99.9999% it is a lie. And here we prove it every day. And as you see, I never mention something to you without giving you the reference. Never. And the reason we insist to give reference and we show the screen so nobody can say it's a lie. Yet even after we show it in the screen, even after we show the hadith, even after we read it for them, even though it's their own Islamic website, still they say in the chat, in the text, the Muslim, they say it's a lie. And they say it is da'if, even though it says it is sahih. Because Muslims today, they live in denial, ashamed of their prophet. He cannot stop his mouth, exposing himself. And the more he talk, the more he expose his lies. Did we have a good time together, guys? I want to say thank you for all those who support us, from those who made donation and those who download the videos and those who bring their friends. And be sure that when you listen to us, to take notes. Otherwise, what comes from the right side of your head will go out from the left side. And trust me, I'm not here wasting my time. Honest to God, you know, people they are asking me why you're not taking Muslim cause. You see, I am doing this for years and years, and it is not really, it's not healthy. Scream and shouting, and your blood pressure goes up, and you get headache. It's not that easy as many people. Maybe we laugh and etc., but it is not healthy. So maybe for you it's just fun. For me, it is not. I wish one day I will wake up in the morning and this cult is gone. I'm doing what I am doing because people, they need what I am doing, not because it's fun for me. Trust me, I hate it. It's very stupid. Imagine if this cult does not exist. We will be doing something totally different. We will be doing something useful. But now we have to fight a disease. It's called the lies of Muhammad. People, they are dying every day because of this cult. Many naive people, they want to desperately kill themselves just to go to Jannah, go to heaven, so they can get the 72 women and their legs is open wide for them, and Allah will make them virgin again and again. So this is affecting our life, our security, our economy. It's not just a joke. It is very serious. People die every day because of this cult, and we are talking about thousands of people, not one or two. Even your travel is infected because of Islam. You can't even go in the airplane as before. Your ticket, airline ticket, by the way, now it's double price because of Islam, in case you do not know. Every airport in the world, they have to hire hundreds and thousands of employees just for security, and that goes all in your ticket. If you think it's for free, it's not. You pay for it. The time you pay to stay in the line just for the check of security. Before 9/11, we used to go and walk to the airplane, and even you can take your family with you to say goodbye. So don't think that this is a comedy or a stand-alone comedy show. This is a very sad news to the world. When they say to you there is only 10% of Muslims believe in terrorism, that's mean 140 million terrorists. 140 million. Islam is the biggest terror organization in the world. And they lie when they say only 10%. Why only 10%? The rest of the 90%, they don't believe in Islam? So my friend, I appreciate you all, and I hope you will always stand with those who stand for the truth. Love you, and I hope to see you soon again, maybe tomorrow, if I could. And pray that we will do our best and our word will be heard. And I pray that you guys are not here just to have fun, but to do your part, which is sharing the truth, and the truth will set you free. And I say to the Muslims, I am a Christian for a reason. I am a person who speaks Arabic. Arabic is my first language. And when I read the Quran, I don't see something miraculous. I see something stupid. They lie to you when they say that nobody can make Quran like the Quran. The Arab in the time of Muhammad, they made fun of the Quran. This is why Muhammad, he spent his life, and none of his tribes, even his uncles, even believe in him. Did you ask yourself why? When they say to you the Quran is amazing, why they don't want to believe in it? Because it's stupid. And the Quran confirm everything we said. Shaitan, he steal information. What kind of God you want to say such a thing? Why? You have a lack of security? And how Shaitan, he can go to heaven? He have wings? We shoot Shaitan by a fire, so he cannot. How is that, and what does that mean? And if Shaitan, he live in the earth, how you shoot him? Oh, shoot in stars, which is lamps. How silly. If we believe that there's God, we should accept in the same time that God cannot be stupid. And this is a stupid God. Telling us fairy tale stories is not even good for kids. Once I said to a 6-year-old girl, did you want to buy a broom so you can fly? She said, you think I'm stupid? That's a lie. 6 years old, 5 years old. How you believe in this garbage? Use your brain if you have one. If you don't, I give up. Thank you very much, guys, for being here. May the Lord bless you. And remember to subscribe, please, because we do our broadcast in different timings, so we can be with our beloved brothers and sisters in the Far East, like Indonesia and Philippines and etc. So I do my broadcast in different timing, but usually around this time every day. So subscribe and be sure that your notification is on so you can join us, and may the Lord bless you all. Thank you. Christ is Lord, Islam is false, and we see you soon again. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.